Hello everybody, how is it going today? Oh, and look, now mine's gonna be upside down. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, I was just looking at our demo camera and I'm like, oh.
Flip it?
I don't, can we?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm gonna let Lizzie figure that out while I let everyone get on. Make sure you comment once you get on. Hey Cheryl, thank you for joining us today. I know it's kind of snowy and cold out there. Hey Pam, how's it going? Just putting your names in as I see it come up. I'm just gonna, Lizzie's fixing the camera because, you know, I'm old and I don't know how to do all that stuff. We're gonna be doing a demo today on rice paper. And I know that we've talked about rice paper before and you've probably seen rice paper in a lot of mixed media. But I love rice paper and I've been using it on cards a lot lately, so I thought that maybe I could share some of that with you guys. Yeah, so cold.
Way too cold.
So cold. If you can stay home, stay home. Unless you can make it to the mall. There's lots of vendors at the mall right now. Buy Lizzie's earrings. She's got a lot over there. And some here too. Hi Kathy, thank you for joining us. Today's the 10th, so we have about 4 days to pre-register for that cell phone stand if that was something you were interested in. Make sure you do that before we run out of spaces. And I'm just gonna wait another moment. Anyone have any questions on anything that we've been talking about in the past, or that's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about rice paper. We're not gonna go over everything rice paper can do because there's just too much. I'm just gonna show you a couple things. We're gonna work on some card bases and a couple little embellishments made out of rice paper. I'm gonna be doing some inking today as well because, you know, that pops a card out always, even when you're using regular paper. So let's get started on that maybe then. Make sure you keep commenting. I can't even talk. Commenting to get your name in for that prize at the end of the month with our craft along. Hey. April and Phoenix, hey! I bet it's warmer there where you are.
Yeah.
Bring back some of that sunshine with you, yes?
Please.
All right, I'm gonna switch the camera over. We're gonna get this demo going. And we're just kind of playing around. Well, a little bit playing and a little bit not playing. So this is just one I kind of whipped up.
Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda. To show you. So you can see there's these little flowers on here. It blends in because it's all the same sheet of rice paper. Hi, Kim and Reg and Dagny. And then this little vine piece. And then I use a different kind of rice paper to make these little flowers, and I'll show you how to do that on there. So I'm starting with this sheet here, so it's, and I cut it in half because that's how I made this one. So you can see that this one is just this kind of the same pattern, it's a background. We're also going to be using one, and I'm going to make a little demo out of a piece like this that has lots of different pieces you might want to use. I've already kind of cut up some of those pieces. That's why I'm showing you in the bag. So I've already kind of cut up. We're going to get to that. I'm going to start with this one here. Hold it up so you can see. It has like some purple and some very faint pinks and some music notes. I just thought it was beautiful. And the one thing with the rice paper is that it is a little bit transparent. So rice paper, this kind in particular, is Ciao Bella, and it is 28 GSM, so it is very thin. It is harder to tear and cut, but I will show you how we do that later. I know if you've taken any of the mixed media classes, you know how to do that with water. But the fun thing about the rice paper is it kind of changes onto what color background. So if you're gonna put it on a white, you can see that those colors are really gonna pop through. You can see that I put this one on this black card base and it makes it a little bit darker. So like the black, see how it makes it the darker. And then the gray also is a little bit darker, but it makes it look a little bit different too. So this first example I did black. This one I'm gonna use gray. And then on my very colorful one, I'm going to use white because I just really want those colors to pop. So depending on the paper you use in the background is going to be sometimes how much these colors pop up through the card. So for this one, like I said, I'm going to use this gray background. I'm just going to use my paper trimmer to cut it. And I'm going to just leave that white background there because I want that. And it's already kind of about the same size as the card base. And then I'm just going to cut it to 5.5. Maybe because that, I'm going to do it from this side with this thick, not so thick background. Because I want to cut that off and I want there to be a border. So now I have this kind of, right? I don't want those harsh edges, so I'm going to show you what to do and how to get rid of this white border without having to use your paper cutter. Hey Lori, thank you for joining us. So I'm using this water pen. So it just has water here and it has the brush down here. And I'm just gonna put that on. I'm gonna start with this white edge so you can see there, and I'm gonna wet it down this other side. I can squeeze a little bit out for this water to come out. Once it's wet, it's way easier to tear. So see how it's wet? It's just coming up. I'll hold that closer up once I get all the edges done.
And the edges look really neat too.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like to do it like this. So it has, you can see all those fibers in there. Oh, come on camera, where am I going?
There you go.
Yeah. You can see those edges. I'll hold up this other card too, because you can really see them on there too. That is kind of the look we're going for. That's why when you use the water and you tear, you're gonna get all those fibers. So I'm gonna do the same thing on these straight edges that didn't have the white. And I'm just gonna wet them. And then I'm gonna just pull it, I'm gonna tear towards. And if it's not getting all the fibers you want, wet it again some more, because that's what's gonna get those fibers out. And it doesn't need to be perfectly straight. Unless that's the look you're going for, but then this is not the one you're gonna wanna use for that. And I'm just tearing it. I want those fibers. I want that look. Has anyone played around a lot with rice paper or anything? If you have, or you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments there. So then this is gonna be this way. So I have those edges all cut. They're not perfect. That's how I want it. I'm just gonna stick it on there. See, yeah, that's not bad. I could trim down my card base if I wanted to on there. So I'm gonna be using this multimedia mat to stick this down or adhere it down. And I'm just gonna start by dipping a paintbrush in. And I'm just gonna put some at the top where I want to start. And I'm just gonna lay this kind of where I want it. Now I would go back if I was doing this and trim those edges a little so it's more a border like this one, but that is okay. And then since I have that top part glued down, I'm just gonna go and slowly move down. And if you work it in pieces, this is how you get larger pieces down without it crinkling so much. And you can see that you can see some of that gray in the background. That's why it kind of matters what color you put under it. It's all personal preference and what you like. I kind of like this one, the darker. I did it on the black, but the gray is really pretty as well. And if there's any pieces, I then like to go and with my brush that has the glue on it to just kind of fray those little fibers out and really stick them down.
Does it have to be multi-matte medium?
No, you can use any kind of adhesive. You want it to dry clear, so even Mod Podge would work, because then you can put it on top and still kind of seal it down a little bit, like that. This works great because you can use it on so many different things, like that. And so you'll see I made, so this is the feather tissue or rice paper, and I made some little flowers, and I put some on here too, and I'm gonna show you how to do those. I'm just gonna let this sit aside now and dry.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda, thank you for joining us. There is no right or wrong measurements when it comes to this flower bit. I just cut a little bit off the excess because I do want to make a little vine for the flowers, but I wanted to make the flowers first. And all I'm doing is just trimming down the white edges with the paper trimmer here. And so now I'm kind of left with a piece like this size. And so I'm just gonna kind of, you can use 2 or 3 layers to make your flowers. These ones I used 3 layers. The one on the card I just used 2 each, so they all work out nice. I'm not measuring really, I'm just kind of folding in half like that, and then I'm going to fold this in half and cut, and this will be 2 layers for one flower, and then I'm going to fold this one in half and do the same thing. And I'm not really like creasing it, I'm just kind of folding it so I kind of know where the half is. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just like that. So now then I have 2 like that. I'm going to work with 1 at a time. I'm going to take these ones I just did. I'm just going to round the one edge on each side. It's just because, you know, flower petals don't have those points to them necessarily. And then you're going to see how easy it is to make this, and you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to take 1 layer and I'm going to crinkle it up. I'm going to uncrinkle it a little bit. I'm going to put it in my palm and just kind of shape it around a little bit. And then I'm going to do that to the next one. Crinkle it up. Put it in my palm and kind of shape it around, because rice paper is so thin, you can easily just do this instead of using like the flower tool or the mat that you have to use the paper. This one's so easy to use your palm. And then I'm using my same glue that I used before, and I'm going to take just a little bit of it and put a dot in the middle because I'm going to glue them together, and I'm going to stick this piece kind of right in the middle. Oh, I'll move up, sorry. Right in the middle. And then I'm going to kind of lift this top piece up, and I'm just kind of going to crinkle this bottom piece a little bit. Oh, you didn't want to stay. And then I'm going to let that sit for just a second because I want to put a little gem in the middle because it helps when you crinkle it. So I found these. And I kind of like this purple color because it kind of went with it. So I have these gems. You can put any color. I'm picking this color.
Periwinkle.
Yeah, that's a yeah. And I'm stick it in the middle there, or the best, like it doesn't have to be quite the middle. And then that's going to be kind of my guide how to crinkle it. So I'm lifting the layer up, and I'm just going to crinkle. I'm going to stick my finger on that, and I am literally just crinkling it in. That's all we're doing. I'm going to crinkle it until it looks like a flower that you like. Come back on, maybe.
Can anyone hear us?
Are we back? I'm so sorry. We lost space on the iPad we were recording on.
Oh, there we are.
We're back. Are you guys coming back? I'm so sorry. We're trying.
We are.
All right, guys, I'm so sorry. We lost you for a minute there. We had to go and delete some storage. We were having some technical issues. Hopefully we're back. I'm gonna continue the demo. So if it's 2 videos now, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to finish the demo on this one so you guys can go back and watch. Let us know if you're back, if you're with us. I'm so sorry that happened, but we're going to get right back into it. So I made this little flower by crinkling it. I'm going to go over that again with this one. I had my 2. I'm going to round the corners. Like that. And I'm going to crinkle them up. No right or wrong way to crinkle. Are we still maybe on the social media pages, I'm wondering? Crinkling it?
I do not know. I can't see any comments.
Yeah, no one's commenting. If you guys are on, please comment so we know that we are back up and doing this. If we're not even, I'm still going to post it later so everyone can see the rest of the demo. So I put that little glue in there, sticking it down. I'm just going to crinkle it some more. This top layer, the bottom layer. Still going to use another little gem. Just playing with it until I get it to how I like it. There's no wrong or right way. It's just all how you like it. And it looks wet now.